Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live watch along show on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzy, and I'm your host for this evening. England's campaign is just about to begin as they will be facing Croatia in their first group stage match. Before kickoff begins, let's quickly go through the lineups and see who is starting for both teams. We'll start with the registered home team, which is England. In goal, you've got Pickford. In terms of your back four, you've got O'Reilly. You've got James on the right hand side, Kwanzaa and Stones. And in your double pivot, you got Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice. And your advanced midfielders, you have Madueke on the right hand side. Hold on one second. I see kickoff is just about to. There we go. Madueke on the right. So clearly Saka is not fit enough to start today. And then we've got Bellingham playing that number 10 role and Anthony Gordon on the left hand side and Harry Kane leading the line. Now, in terms of Croatia, they've got Livakovic in goal, Gvardio, Vuskovic, who's a very highly sought after player. Apparently, he's very close to joining Brighton from Tottenham. So, a player to look out for today. And they've got Sutalo as well. And they've got Perisic on the left, Stanisic on the right, Sukic and Modric. Modric making his, I believe I heard it was 199th appearance, which sounds absolutely wild. I'm not sure if I've got that wrong there, but yeah, that's a crazy stat there. And then you've got Paturina and you've got Pasalic and you've got Musa leading the line for Croatia. So it should be an interesting game. Let's see how England perform. Their first game is being played in Dallas. Just going to go through some of the comments here. Ozan says, Ozzy, bro, big up, Ozan. I hope you're doing well. Ozan said, not having seen even one Liverpool player in the English squad is so low key embarrassing. Not gonna lie, Ozzy, bro. It's a bit strange because we're always accustomed to seeing at least one Liverpool player, but it's the same for Spain. There is no Real Madrid player that's been selected for their squad for the first time in a very long time. So because of that, it's just the way football goes sometimes. So yeah, that's a crazy stat itself because normally the Spanish team is full of Real Madrid and Barcelona players. England, it's always a mix. You've got Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, and then of course in the last 10 or so years, Man City players as well. But yeah, I do agree. It is a bit weird. We've got other players that are playing for other nations and they're doing really well, which is a good thing from a Liverpool standpoint. Also, bro, quick thoughts on that CR7 stinker against DR Congo. Do you know what? I have not even seen the highlights. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to catch up on it on halftime. Um, and then I will check it. I don't even know what the score line is. So let me see what the score was. Um, I've not had a chance. So it's 1-1. So I'll watch the highlights at halftime and then get back to you. But yeah, if he's produced stick ass, but I know in terms of Messi, which you just commented as well. Of course, he scored a hat trick yesterday, and he's equaled himself as a top goal scorer for the World Cup finals. I think he's much closer in regards to that stat. So I thought Mbappe had a easy pathway to beat that record, but looks like Messi is still around and he's here to, disrupt any momentum for any player in that chart. So let's see what happens at the end of the season, or should I say, end of the tournament. It's not really a season. Let's have a look at the England setup. So at the minute, not surprised by the team selection, if I'm honest with you. I think the only surprise in the lineup may be Gahey not starting because he's generally one of the first names on the team sheet. But I think when you've got John Stones available, you have to play him. He's by far England's best defender. So I don't think there's any arguments there. In terms of concert, yeah, that might have been a slight surprise, but maybe Tuchel sees him as the better fit in terms of the opponent, in terms of what they have to handle from a physical standpoint, or he might just rate Konsa um, above Mark Gay, which not for me. I do think Konsa's a solid defender. I think Mark Gay is superior. Pickford with the clearance there. And in terms of the bench, you've got Mark Gay, Saka, Rashford, Henderson again. So the goalkeeper and the midfielder there. Dan Burn, if you want a bit more of a physical presence in the back line. Kobe Manu is definitely a player that can, move the ball around from a double pivot position. Rogers, Watkins, Eze, Ivan Tony, Trafford, Jess Spence, and Jarrell Quansah as well. So former red there in the lineup there in terms of the bench. Good tackle there from Elliot Anderson. And you see how he plays today, linked to a big move away from his current club, which is of course Forest. The bid is from Man City. Apparently, the last bid that was placed was around £120 million, and it got rejected. So God knows how many more millions need to be added in order to get Elliot Anderson's signature. Because for me, £120 million is absolutely ludicrous. He's definitely not worth that. And I'm not disrespecting saying he's not a good player. I think he's very talented. I would love to see a player like that at Liverpool, but he's not worth the price. That is absolutely extortion rates there, which I don't think is accurate. Even in this crazy market, I think that's too high. Honestly, I forgot Ozzy was a CR7 guy, No, 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 no. I'm not a CR7 guy. I like Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he's definitely elite in terms of what he does on the pitch, and of course, as a winger, he's probably one of the best wingers ever, if I'm being honest with you. But for me, it's always been Messi. Whenever it's that debate, Ronaldo, Messi, I've always gone for Messi. I just feel like Messi is a player that's out of this world. I just feel like there's no one like him. He's very unique in terms of how he plays the game. He's an alien. That's the best way I can describe. He just doesn't do things that are normal for the human being. So for me, it's always Messi or Ronaldo, but not by a country mile. I still respect and rate Cristiano Ronaldo, even though of course he played for United. But you can't just be blinded by your alliance to certain teams. You still have to respect footballers for what they are. So for me, he's still a fantastic player, world class, and amazing player. But for me, Messi just you know beats him in terms of that debate there. It doesn't help that Zinedine Zidane's son is actually the Algerian Onana. Yeah, that's a bit harsh. Algerian Onana is not a nice thing to say. Um, yeah, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to disrespect Zidane's son there, but yeah, Algerian Onana is a bit wild. I'm not gonna lie. Harry Kane with a shot. Oh, just dragged it wide there. Is it a corner? Yes, it is. Corner kick for England. Got Darren Anderton there in the crowd watching the game with his son there. Nice visuals there. Father and son enjoying the game. I'm sure many people didn't recognize him in the crowd, but I recognize his face right away. Declan Rice, the corner kick. Oh, is that a penalty? Oh, that's a penalty. That looks like it's a penalty. I was then with the reaction saying, "Oh, yeah, that's exactly how I reacted as well." Let's have a look. Oh yeah, last time there, reckless challenge from Modric. Of a player of his experience, should know better. Definite penalty, and you can bet your house on this player scoring the goal in Harry Kane. Harry Kane looks like he's feeling the pressure, but I'm sure he will convert. Harry Kane steps up for the penalty. Oh no, it's saved. He looks so nervous as well. I feel like due to his quality and experience, he would have done a better job. What's happening here? Did the keeper come off his line very quickly? Let's have a look. All right, so the penalty is going to be retaken. Lucky there for Harry Kane. He still looks nervous, doesn't he? Come on, Harry Kane. It's a group stage match. We're not even in the quarterfinals or semi-finals yet. Come on. What's going on? Feeling the pressure in the first game of the tournament. It's not your first tournament. Come on, Harry Kane. What's going on? Let's do this. Harry Kane steps up. That's how you score, Harry Kane. Got lucky there. Definitely got lucky there. Because that was a poor penalty effort in the first time round. But he looked so nervous. Really bizarre from Kane in terms of how nervous he looked on the penalty spot. Great penalty. No doubt in terms of his technical ability, but I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. A player of his experience, I don't feel like he should be getting that nervous. Although in the comments saying Harry Kane is basically automatic from the spot, and he is. But look what happened. It's Trossard the referee. Let me have. I missed how the referee looked like. Let me see the referee if I see him again. That's hilarious. Trossard got himself a side gig, yeah. You're gonna be telephone, yeah. I can never trust that Trossard ref. Yeah, you can. If it is Trossard, yeah, you can never trust it, can you? Oh, clearance there from Livakovic. Good header there from Elliot. Nice jump there. Konsa. Pickford. Not the best pass there towards Reece James, but Harry Kane far too deep. He's literally playing like a DM. Needs to get out. You know what? England needs to let him be a number 9 and stop making him, drop deep in these kind of positions. I know that's his natural game, but for Bayern Munich, he doesn't play like that. He's literally told to stay up top. Got to let him play in that same role. We've got Bellingham, who is that number 10. Let him be the driving force from that position, not Harry Kane. And if Harry Kane does drop in that position, Bellingham needs to be further advanced up the pitch. They just have to interchange in that moment. Nice piece of skill there from Stanisic to Susic. Musa stretching there. Is there a penalty? Hang on, what's going on? Wait, hold on. What's going on? That's not a penalty. Come on. The game's gone if that's given as a penalty. Ah, he does look like Trossard. You're right, Ozan. Yeah, I don't trust this ref either. Literally a little hand. Come on now. Let's not be silly now. Football's a contact sport. Let's not just get silly and say these sort of things. Harry Kane, lovely pass there. Fumadueke. What can he do? He's driving the ball. Shoot! Right foot. Ah, Gordon was in a good position there, but don't think he had his head up there. He just wanted to go for goal. Who did he pass? Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe. And the reason I say maybe is because he's not great with his right foot in terms of shooting. So you're better off just passing it into that 6 yard box on the edge of that 6 yard box. And I think Gordon would have been able to get onto the end of that one. I don't think he had the eyes to look up in that manner. And he just had tunnel vision and what else to try and get a shot on goal. Declan Rice takes a corner kick. Oh, no header there from Reece James. Eddie Anderson, blocked there by, I think that was Vuskovic there. He's a tall fella, isn't he, Vuskovic? He's 18 years old. How tall is he? He looks absolutely massive. What's his height? Come on. 6'4". Wow. We were actually linked to him as well. Not recently, but we were in the past. But I don't think Tottenham would want to do business with us. And I think the only reason why Tottenham are selling the players because they're trying to sign Van Heck from Brighton. So is it, it's like a sweetener type of deal where you've taken one of our centre backs. All right, we want one of yours as well. So that's the only reason why it's happening. But I'll be honest with you, I think Brighton might get the better deal. And I'm not saying Van Hecke isn't a good defender, but I feel like Vuskovic has a very high ceiling. From the little bits of him that I've seen, he looks like a solid defender. And we'll see it today. We'll watch him today and see how he does. So far, he looks very promising. And they're getting him for about 30 million pounds, and they're selling Van Heck for about 52. So financially, I think Brighton are the winners, and I think they're getting the best. They're getting a player that could be a top player, but also, because unfortunately, well, I'll say unfortunately, but Brighton might not think that way. They are a selling club, so if Vuskovic, lives up to the heights and becomes highly sought after, then they can definitely command at least 60 million plus if he's at that level. So it's a win-win situation there for Brian, and they are one of the best, especially in this country, in terms of business deals and acquiring the right type of players. So you got to respect their business to what they do. Great interception there from Elliot Henderson. Vuskovic takes the ball away, gets past two players, forced to ground a little bit too easily, in my opinion. John Terry, Arsene Wenger, having a little chit chat, probably about some defensive tactics there. And then Suke as well, former Croatian striker who actually played for Arsene Wenger at Arsenal. Just got a comment here from Ozan who says, Aussie thoughts on Tunisia firing their manager and bringing Herb Renard in the middle of this tournament. I always feel like it's quite bizarre when a manager is sacked in an international tournament. Doesn't really make sense for me. Of course, they found a replacement very quickly, which is a little bit strange. Maybe that was their backup plan, but at the same time, that shows that they didn't really trust the manager in the first place. So I thought that was quite bizarre, especially after the first match. Yes, it didn't go their way, but a lot of teams haven't won their first matches. So I always thought it was a bit bizarre. But hey, that's how it goes. I don't feel like it's gonna do them any good, but only time will tell. This guy just loves managing African clubs. I recognize the name. He's the one that's got like longish sort of blonde hair. If it's that fella, yeah, he does. He's very much known, very well known in Africa. So yeah, I guess this is go-to place there. So now we've got a hydration break, which for me is a bit of a waste of time because on American TV, you're able to watch adverts right now. This is their time to plug in as many ads as possible. For us in the UK, we're not seeing ads. We're seeing the players on the pitch. We're seeing players have a drink, which is fine, but then we're also seeing players, talking tactics with the coach. This is not what a hydration break should be for. It should be literally have a quick drink and then you get back onto the pitch. Let's have a look at the penalty. Players are returning to the pitch now, so we should have the game resumed. Pickford with the long pass. Trying to find Gordon. They got Stanisic covering there in that right wing back position. Modric on the ball. He was wearing a mask a couple of weeks ago in the friendly. I think he suffered a cheekbone injury. He's not wearing it today. I think he's joined a new club, hasn't he, Modric? Let me quickly. I feel like I saw an ad where it confirmed that he was joining a new team. Oh no, it might have just been one of those promotional type of videos. Looked like he was joining another team. It might just be a brand that he was pretending that he was joining. But no, still pretty much an AC Milan player. Just don't know anything about hydration breaks. The game just loses its tempo. It's not played at a good speed. Game's gone a bit flat again, which is yeah. It seems to be the story of the World Cup so far. Also, the comment says, Ozzy, have you seen Romano Schmidt scored a goal for Austria last night? Plays for Werder Bremen. I know your client ID is unmatched in it. I haven't seen it, to be fair. I've not been able to watch the matches from last night. Um, that is literally on my to-do list, on my watch list for today. After the game for England finishes, I'm gonna try and catch up on some of the highlights from yesterday. But yeah, if I watch it, I'm sure he'll be on my hit list to get another client through the door. But I'll definitely check that out. Werder Bremen is the club okay? I'll keep an eye out for him. Austrians do produce some good midfielders, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's that type of player. Also, we need to be back to a Moneyball club. Find those Andy Roberts in the crowd. Yeah, I hope we do. I hope we do find those sort of not hidden gems, but just find those players that are maybe playing in the Austrian league or the German league, or just leagues that there aren't too many eyes there. Of course, the German league is quite popular, but sign players more on potential rather than big names. And look, I'll be honest with you, I don't mind the big name signings. Last season I was over the moon when we signed Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz because those were dream signings for me that were made into reality. But of course, you still want to be business savvy. You do want to sign players that aren't always going to cost you an arm and a leg. So hopefully the club have something in mind in terms of what type of players to sign this summer. And with the market being inflated at the minute, I feel like Liverpool will need to be a bit smart. They need to, go for different types of signing, not the obvious signing that everyone's going to be after. Going with the ball. Nice pass from Declan Rice. Harry Kane to Madueke. What can he do on the right hand side? Good low cross. Oh, that was a fantastic cross. Bellingham, was he fouled there? I don't think he was. I think it was just a good challenge there from the Croatian centre back. Oh, Bellingham actually got a touch there, just couldn't guide it forward. Good cross from Madueke. I wasn't expecting him to do much there. He's not normally great with his right foot. Decent low cross. Bellingham maybe should have done better. At least hit the target. But if he's hitting the target, he's also hitting the back of the net because it's a very close range effort. Elliot Anderson fouled there. He knew he lost the ball there, so he had to just fall to ground in order to get that free kick. Low cross, let's have a look. I'm sure Bellingham got the touch that he did. Was there a foul? I don't think so. I wouldn't say that was a foul. O'Reilly fouled there. O'Reilly's been a bit quiet. Hasn't really been involved in anything from an attacking side. And for Man City, he's everywhere on the pitch. So I need to see him show a bit more energy, show more creativity on that left hand side because right now it's lacking. Declan Rice, unable to get the ball there. Foul there from O'Reilly on Stanisic. Yes, definite foul there. Susic versus the header. Bellingham poor clearance there. But Madueke leaves it for Bellingham. Bellingham driving the ball. Madueke on the right hand side. What can he do? Come on, taking way too long to cross the ball. Come on, Madueke. Oh my god, that's a wasted chance there. He's so one foot, isn't he, Madueke? Should have produced a right foot cross there. Or at least release the ball early if you want to do it on your left foot. Took way too long. There's about 3, 4 players in the 6 yard box. Should have done much better there. Reece James. Good cross was Harry Kane. But headed away there by Sotalo. Cavadio. A player I wish Liverpool had signed 2, 3 years ago, as he's a boyhood red. Unfortunately, Liverpool didn't have the funds to get him over the line. Pasalic. Coming from Ozan says, Madueke is putting me to sleep, Ozzy. Yeah, he's not having a great day, is he? He's had quite a few chances. He's created some good space for himself. But in that final third, the pass is just lacking, isn't it? He's just taking way too long. So one-footed. And I know Saka's the same type of profile. He's predominantly a left-footed player, but he will still hit across with his right foot if needed. Madueke is just taking too long in terms of decision making. Sucic. Oh, what a goal. Great finish there. Finished there. What's his name? Number 16. Votorina. What a strike that was. We're neutral fans today, as you can tell. I'm clapping for goals here. I'm not just clapping for England. But that strike, oh, what a finish. Did he get a deflection? No. Pickford got a hand to it, but just couldn't parry it over the bar. Could he have done better? Possibly, but it was a very well hit strike there. Other disagrees. He says that the hand was weak. Yeah, but I don't think he had great sighting there. I think his viewpoint was blocked by the players in front of him, so he must have saw it late. It's game on now. Croatia scoring at the perfect time just before halftime. Other than say, send me a DM. Let me have a look. Okay, so this is the player Romano Schmidt. Okay, definitely look out for him. You're also going to the Congo and Uzbekistan match. That's pretty cool. When is that being played? Congo, Uzbekistan is being played. Let me have a look at my schedule. That's the last fixture of the group stage, isn't it? Yes, on the 28th, on Sunday. That's interesting. That'll be cool. Hopefully you have a good time there. Throw into Croatia. Nice tackle from Bellingham. Is that a foul? No. Referee's play on. Oh, but then what was a foul to Croatia? I think that foul was on Perisic there. No, it was the goalkeeper, Baturina. I was gonna say, hope neither of the games end up 0-0. Yeah, you don't want to be going to a game and it ends up 0-0. That's not what you pay your hard-earned money for, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully you get some goals. Hopefully you get some entertainment. And as it's the last game of the group stage, hopefully it has an impact on the qualification for the next stage as well. So yeah, hopefully you get a good game there. Modric on the ball. Although in the comments says that's true. Imagine there being absolutely no jeopardy as the groups have been decided. Players just running for fun. Well, sometimes, when players aren't playing under that sort of pressure, they end up playing um, with no sort of fear, if that makes sense. So because of that, you might get an entertaining game. You might get an exhibition type game. Who knows? But let's see. Hopefully, it's not a ball fest for you, and you are able to witness plenty of goals in that fixture. For about 5 more minutes, and then it will be half time. Well, 5 minutes plus stoppage time because of the hydration break. Right now, England have a corner kick. Declan Rice looking tired as he's walking to the corner. Declan Rice with the corner kick. Oh, what a goal! Great header there from Harry Kane. That's his second goal of the game. Beautifully executed corner kick by Declan Rice, and Harry Kane with a bullet header right in the corner. Great finish there from the striker. For me, one of the favourites for the Golden Boot in this tournament, because he's definitely capable of scoring a huge volume of goals like he has done for club and country. Look at that. Oh, no chance for the keeper. Poor defending from Croatia. There was actually no one marking him. He found himself in that position and got in between two Croatian defenders and still headed it into the bottom corner. That's the Harry Kane we all know in terms of his finishing there. Great strike. Bro, Kane is just cold-blooded finisher. Yeah, he is a cold-blooded finisher. Is he top three English GOAT strikers of all time? Yeah, you have to put him in that conversation. I think some fans will put Rooney and then Shearer into that mix. I think so. I think even in terms of stats, he's probably got the highest numbers anyway in terms of the goal scorers. So for me, yeah. Of course, Gary Lineker was a very prolific striker in his day. But for me, yeah, he's definitely one of England's best strikers in their history. I'll cheekily put in my clone into that mix, although a lot of Liverpool fans don't have any sort of affinity towards the player anymore due to him moving over to the other side, which didn't go down very well, as we all know. But for me, he was one of my first sort of favorite players for Liverpool. He's probably my first actually. First favorite Liverpool player was Michael Owen. So I know the fans will hate him, but for me, I have soft spot for him because he was one of my favorite players growing up. Oh, Madueke almost got to the end of that ball there. Longevity wise, Kane's superior though. Oh yeah, 100%. I think when you put everything together, I think he's probably the best, personally. I think he's got everything in his locker, not just as a finisher, his all-round game is unmatched. The likes of Gary Lineker, Shearer, they were finishers, right? Rooney was a bit of both. He had that same sort of profile, but he wasn't clinical as an England striker for me. Michael Owen, of course, was a top striker for club and country, but didn't do it for a long period of time due to picking up so many injuries over his career. O'Reilly, Jude, can he shoot? No, he can't. Not enough space. Fouled there. Just about gets a free kick there. I think he was slightly lucky. Let's have a look at the replay. I think it's a bit soft, personally. The Croatian manager not happy with that decision at all. Oh, that says, bro, he's been elite since 2010. Yeah, he's been elite for a long, long time. And there were question marks over Harry Kane. He wasn't a player that came through the ranks and was regarded as the best striker available. He was a player that went out on loan to Leicester City, didn't quite work out for him there, came back and just flipped the switch immediately and just became a very prolific striker. He was given an opportunity at Tottenham, and the rest is history. And that's where he made his name, and that's why he's one of England's most recognised strikers, as well as Europe. He's playing for Bayern Munich, and he's banging in the goals in the Bundesliga and Champions League. So he's doing numbers wherever he goes. So yeah, for me, he's been elite and has been very consistent over the years. One of the question marks was always, can he do it season by season? You said 2010. He's been doing it for 16 years clearly, so he's definitely doing it right in that regards. Reece James and Madueke as your free kick takers. I'm not sure about that. Reece James, I know he's decent at free kicks. Madueke, I've never seen him take a free kick. Reece James, the shot, terrible effort. No height, no accuracy whatsoever. This is the kind of moment you need Trent Alexander-Arnold, but unfortunately he wasn't selected. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Perisic on the left-hand side. Torino. Modric. Oh, that was a greatest pass there. Put Guardiola under a lot of pressure there. Nice pass to Perisic. That was off. I think that was off, yeah. Not the best of touches there. Let's have a look at that finish. Bullet header. No chance for the keeper. Great finish there from Harry Kane. Look at this fella having a little dance in the crowd. He's enjoying himself. Oh, I said, bro, sub Madueke second half. I can't watch him anymore. I imagine if he was a Liverpool player, how frustrating we'd find him. I don't think they're substituting right away. In terms of options, who could come on? We do have Saka on the bench, but I don't think he'll be risked today. Mm, there isn't really an out-and-out replacement for the right wing, which is why I'm very surprised that Foden or Cole Palmer were not selected, because they would have been automatic, uh, not replaced, but automatic picks there for that position. You could put Morgan Rogers there, even though that's not his prime position. I see him more as a number 10 or on the left side, but can play on the right side of me. So maybe he comes on and he'll provide a bit more directness and better end product with him being naturally a right-footed player. So that could be an option. Rashford as well, but Rashford predominantly plays on the left-hand side. So let's see what happens. I don't think he'll be substituted. I think Tuchel is a fan in terms of having Madueke in the team. Watkins as a Spence, Rashford, yeah, he could play on the right, but doesn't really play that role. Spence is more of a fullback, so I wouldn't want to see him play at right wing. I find that a bit more weird, to be fair. Eze, I see him more as a left side attacker or as a number 10. Watkins, he's a striker. He doesn't play on the wings at all. He can attack the channels, but he's more of a wing. He's more of a striker than a winger. That's enough for me. I think Morgan Rogers is the best bet. I think he definitely deserves to get some game time today. Gordon's been very quiet actually. Come to think of the left winger, he's barely had any impact in the game whatsoever. Maybe because he's got his Barcelona move, he's thinking, "Oh, I don't really care what we're doing here now." He's got his dream move. He's happy. His head's probably still in Barcelona right now, for all we know. So yeah, he's not done anything in this game whatsoever. Oh, Croatia! What a strike there! Pickford all over the place today. Terrible that one. Let's have a look at the replay. Let's look. Let's have a look. Is the offside? That's a great finish there from Musa. Perisic with a great layoff, and then Musa hits it low into the corner. Yeah. You'd expect the keeper to do better in that moment, but I'm giving the credit to the attacker. I think he picked his spot. Oh, that's hilarious. So the striker actually plays for FC Dallas, and we are playing in Dallas. So he's playing at his home stadium today. First whistle break. Once we return, we will watch the second half and see what happens with the rest of this game. So yeah, grab yourself a drink and a snack. I'll be back with you guys very, very shortly. So see you guys soon. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the second half of England versus Croatia. As I can see, there's no changes from the England lineup. I don't think there's any changes with this Croatian lineup either. So same as it was from the first half. So let's hope we get some more goals. 2-2 was the scoreline at half time. Still feel like there's goals in this game. It's not over, hopefully. It's got a comment here from Ozzy. Says, Ozzy, bro, I still can't believe your stream crashed out just as your client scored in the World Cup. Look, I was so annoyed when that happened. Honestly, I had to check all the connections in the house in terms of my wireless routers and all that sort of stuff. Oh, what a stop from England. That's the reason why Jude Bellingham's in the team. I don't know why people questioning his selection like he's some bum. He's an absolute world-class player and deserves to be in the team. And he's a superstar. Let's not kid ourselves. What a finish there from Jude Bellingham. This has to be the best game of tournament so far. A real back and forth. Yeah, it's like a basketball game. It is real back and forth. And look, that's where you want to see it, right? Great finish, posting in. Beautiful strike. And that's what we needed from Drew Bellingham, showing a bit more drive and purpose in his play. And that's exactly what he did in this moment. Look at it. It doesn't need to be the cleanest of strikes. As long as it goes in, that's what counts. Jude Bellingham with his iconic celebration there. Oh, Jude Bellingham with a follow-up shot. Saved by Livakovic. Yeah, Bellingham wanting a reaction from the crowd, and rightly so. Maybe we could have done better there, but I'm going to give him the benefit of that because he just scored. Oh, who was that? O'Reilly should have scored there, if I'm being honest with you. No one's marking out. No, he's got to score. He's got to score. Yes, I know Gavardio's there, but he just had to head it over the two players in between, and that would have been a goal. No pressure on him whatsoever. No one's marking him. Poor effort from O'Reilly. Should have made it 4-2 for England there. Other said they're going to regret that missed opportunity. Let's see. I don't think they will. I feel like England are on the front foot. I can see him scoring another goal before Croatia react. But let's see. You could be right. It could end up costing the team in terms of getting a point or all 3 points. Who knows? Let's see. Danisic there. Foul there on Musa, I think that was. No, it's the it's the goal scorer, Botarina. Also, if Croatia equals again, bro, look, they can. It's an open game. I don't think England is going to walk away with it. It's going to be a tough game into the game. They need to stay strong. They need to make sure that they keep possession of the ball. I think that's what's going to be the difference between the two teams. And don't award them with these kind of free kicks. They are very lethal in these kind of moments. It's a handball from Elliot Anderson. No, Anthony Gordon. Ah, that's a poor pass. I'm not gonna lie. Could have done it either side, and it's end up hitting it straight at the player. Poor pass there from Anthony Gordon. Declan Rice. He shoots. Good save from Lukovic. Great strike. Curled it with the inside of his foot. Yeah, good height for the keeper. If it was in the corner, different story. But yeah, easy height. And for Livakovic there. England with the corner kick. Oof. Clear by Perisic there. Oh, that's it. Ozzy Brown also impressed by Wissa. Man always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Yeah, he's a quality player. It's just that Brentford fans will not be happy with the way he carried himself last season and did what Isak did for us, I guess, which was to go on strike in order to push the move. Last season, I just think he was a bit unlucky that he had a lot of injuries, but generally he's a very solid player. To be fair, how does he do that? Is that just natural football IQ? In regards to Wissa, I haven't even seen the Congo match, so I don't even know what he's produced. So I'm gonna have to catch up with the highlights and see what he's done. But he's always been a talented player, especially in the Premier League. Very versatile, can play on the left, right, and up top very effectively. Decent player for me. Goal kick for Livakovic. Good pass there. Pickford got matching gloves and boots for today's occasion. Pink and blue is the theme. Man on. Konsa. And why is Kane so deep? He's done well. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to see Kane in that role. He should be a bit more up top. That should be a corner kick again for England. Fans in celebrational mood in the crowd. Oh, rightly so. You've paid your hard-earned money to be there. Enjoy the occasion. Your team's winning. Should be in a jubilant mood. Right at the corner kick. Oh, great header there from O'Reilly. It's just about being cleared away from danger. Declines with the corner kick. Oh, it's just missed Harry Kane. Uh, Keeper had to be in action there. O'Reilly straight at the keeper, and so was Gordon. I think Gordon's been really poor today. I would think about substituting him. Maybe put on Rodgers. I definitely want to see Rodgers playing today. What's happening? Why VAR moves poor? They need to stop this VAR stuff, honestly. Oh, great shot from Kane, left footed. Ah, second volley there, bouncing towards the goalkeeper, carries it away. Gordon falls to ground. Bellingham, great pass to Harry Kane. Where is the support there? Yeah, the goalkeeper's definitely been their savior today. Another block there. Good save. And this one. Oh, Harry Kane fouled him there. Kovacic is coming on to replace Modric. They've now missed two goal opportunities. Yeah, they have plenty of chances. They should have scored at least one of those. But fair play to the keeper. Keeper's been fantastic today, honestly. He's definitely keeping Croatia in and around the game. I know they're trailing right now, but if they get anything from it, it's because of the goalkeeper. He's made some great saves and he's given them a slim chance of achieving something. So let's see what happens in terms of the outcome of this game. Taylor from John Stones. Elliot Henderson dropping deep. I'm not sure who that was on the screen. Good tackle there from Harry Kane. Unfortunately, Croatia regained the ball. Sucic. Oh, just too much there in the end. Perisic was offside. Wasted opportunity there. Croatia fans still in high spirit. Croatia making a couple substitutions now. England on the ball through O'Reilly. Big foot on the ball. All I'm saying, never ever compare Declan Rice to Stevie G ever again. I don't know why people do that. It's just Arsenal fans that are just deluded because they know Steven Gerrard is probably one of the best midfielders ever in Premier League history. So that's their benchmark. That is the player they have to compare him to. He's nowhere near that level. Let's not kid ourselves. Hydration break right now, but it looks like Morgan Rogers will be getting ready to come onto the pitch. He must be replacing Anthony Gordon because he's been MIA today. I think he's still in Barcelona, or mentally he might be. He's just not with it at all. Musa, big up Musa. He says, I can't lie. Watching Gordon play makes me wonder how he signed for Barcelona. I have no idea. I can only go on the basis that he had a great campaign last season in the Champions League, and that certainly raised an awareness. Of course, they played each other in terms of Newcastle and Barcelona, so they probably just were impressed in terms of his output there. But in the league, he barely scores any goals, and for England today, he's just been non-existent, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's it's a it's a puzzle to understand how he got that move, but hey, he's there. He's a Barca player now, and unfortunately for the person on the screen in Rashford, he's had to suffer because it doesn't look like he will be returning to the club after his long spell. I'll be interested to see where he ends up signing for this summer, as he has a £40 million release clause apparently. But Man City and Liverpool have been told to stay away because they are not part of that deal. But yeah, let's see what happens with Rashford this summer. We'd also like to apologize for scoring for Croatia. I didn't mean to. They are supposed to being made now. Let's see who comes on to replace him. There he is, Rashford, getting ready to come on. Oh, Saka's coming on as well. Interesting. Declan Rice has been substituted. He's being replaced by Rogers. So my assumption would be Bellingham drops to the double pivot in midfield, and you got Rogers playing that number 10 role. Gordon is also being substituted, and you've got Madueke being substituted also. Saka coming on to play on the right hand side, Rashford on the left, Rogers in that number 10 role, and Jude Bellingham playing in a deeper position in the double pivot alongside Elliot Anderson. Croatia on attack. Oh, don't foul him already, please. First time he gets the ball, Saka's fallen to ground with a foul. Oh, just almost finding Saka in the middle of the box there. Resting kind foot. Stevie could never be that anonymous in the game. No, levels. There's levels to this. When Steven Gerrard used to play for England, he was always by far the best player on the pitch. Wasn't even a debate, honestly. And that's not me even being a biased Liverpool fan. He was always the best. Ashford, can he get through? No, he can't. Good save there from Livakovic. Is he still a Chelsea player, Livakovic? Let me have a look. I've been very impressed with him today. Oh, why did I think? No, I'm getting confused for someone else. He plays for Dynamo Zagreb, but he's on loan, or he was on loan, uh, from Fenerbahce. Decent keeper. Do you like him? Honestly, bro, passing, through balls, crossing, corners, headers, tackling, long shots, everything. The whole shebang. Steven Gerrard is by far the superior player to Declan Rice. I don't think it's a debate. I just think, if you're getting fans that say that are saying that to you, don't entertain them. Just talking nonsense now. Rage bait engagement there. Oh, good save there by Pickford. Great strike there from Pasalic with his left foot. Got another substitution here for Croatia this time. Pasalic has been taken off for Vlasic. Free kick for England. Oh, punched away by Pickford. Okay, Sukic almost producing a half volley into top bins, but unfortunately just goes over the bar. Oh, just Spence. Ozzy in the comments says, Ozzy eyeing up the Croatia goalkeeper as the Mamadashvili replacement. Most definitely. You know, I got my scouting hat on right now. I'll be all over that. He's only 31 years of age, so a good age for an experienced keeper. Yeah, I'll be all over that, you know. I got him confused for some reason with the Chelsea keeper. Remember they had Petrovic? Don't know why I got him confused for that keeper there, but yeah, he's a top keeper, this one. Nice pass to Rashford. Can he shoot? Yes, he can. Good finish. Calm as you like. Didn't rush his effort there. Controlled it. Created a half yard. Placed it in the bottom corner with real power. Great finish there from Marcus Rashford. For me, he started the game. I think he's a superior player in comparison to Gordon. I don't know why Barcelona have bought Gordon ahead of Rashford there. I don't think they'll be giving each other high fives anytime soon, to be fair. But look at that play there. Just Spence, a player I wouldn't mind at Liverpool. We need a right back, don't we? So Jess Spence will definitely be a good profile for us, I think. Look at that. Lovely pass. Oh, side in the bottom corner. Great finish. Calm as you like there. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. It's a good win. But let's not start saying silly things that we're going to win the World Cup. It's not going to happen. See what I mean, bro? I know he's a United guy, but Rashford over Madueke from the start of the. I would say Rashford over Gordon, but Madueke, yeah, Saka over Madueke or someone else. But I hear you. Madueke, yeah, frustrating player. Not at this level for me. Not at this level. Good player to have in the squad, which is probably why he was utilized today, as Saka isn't quite 100%. I remember it's the first game, so we can't think of it too seriously. John Stones has been taken off and being replaced by Mark Gay. Wise decision. We have to, make sure that players like John Stones are, utilized smartly. They're not overplayed because he has struggled with injuries this season. So England need to make sure that they don't, burn him out so soon in the tournament. Jeff Spence, unable to keep him playing. Unlucky there from the Tottenham defender. Oh, Rogers unable to keep the ball in play there. Transfer Charlie Aussie, or are there not enough news today? I'm just going through my socials right now. We might have a few things to discuss. So yeah, I'll try and do another show. We're approaching 11 o'clock in the UK. It might be a bit of a late one, so maybe half 11 or 12 o'clock is the midnight. So maybe in an hour's time, I'll do a show. If not, I'll schedule it for tomorrow. But I have got a few things saved that we can discuss. Not a huge amount, as you can probably imagine, being on social media today. But I will try and discuss some topics that have been raised for me on social media. Interesting picture there from Ozan. Send me a picture of Iraola with the Premier League, Champions League, and FA Cup title, holding the treble. Why not? That would be an amazing sight if that's the case. Yeah, but from the idea, I see it. That will definitely be saved. I'll definitely use that for another show. It might be part of my slides, in terms of predicting the outcome of next season. So yeah, I'm definitely going to save that picture on my phone and use it in some capacity this season. Oh, Stanisic just about gets past 3 England players there. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Good cross there. Clearance. Not quite. I thought Anderson was going to clear it there. Gay, nice pass to Reece James. Harry Kane playing so deep. Needs to get up the pitch, honestly. Mark Gay looks so good on the ball, doesn't he? Very assured on the ball. I think Liverpool dropped the ball on not signing Mark Gay. I think it would have been such a great signing for us. A proper ball playing defender. He would have made life so much easier, in our team where he could have played from the back. And that's something we lacked last season. But hey, it's the past now. It is what it is. But yeah, when I watch him play, I do feel a bit annoyed that we didn't sign him. And we left it so late to do it on the last day of the transfer window. Mistake there from Richard Hughes and his department. Pickford with the long ball up top. How much did the commentator say? £1,000 each, or was it £10,000 each for an England ticket? Either way, that's a crazy amount of money. Can't be 10,000. Or am I being silly here? And that is the price range for those type of tickets. Corner kick for Croatia. Surely they can't score a goal now and make it awkward for England. Can they do it? Oh, great block there. I think that was Harry Kane. Who's that running? Is that Konsa? No, it's not Konsa, sorry. It's Rashford, isn't it? my stream buffer there for a second, so I didn't even see that attack. Yeah, I think we've got one more attack, and I think that'll be the final whistle for today. Oh, great flick there. Hey, Wayward finish there from Harry Kane. A lovely flick from Morgan Rogers. There's an England fan that's grabbed the ball and he's not letting go of it, and I don't blame him. It's the last minute of the game. If you can hold on to the ball, why not? Hopefully the security aren't, idiots and deny him in terms of taking the ball home. Because they might do that. Is tough settings in terms of security there. So they might just take the ball off him, unfortunately. And that is the final whistle as they beat Croatia 4 goals to 2. And it's a good performance from England, to be fair. Of course, if you look at the scoreline, they've conceded goals. But look, and in this early stage of the tournament, it's all about winning games. And if you can build on your performances, that's even better. And I feel like England produced a good account themselves. Harry Kane scoring a couple of goals today, he's in good mood. And Croatia certainly showed a fight, but not good enough in the end. But for England, good start to the tournament, good win. And hopefully they can keep that momentum going forward for the remainder of the group matches. And after that, let's see what happens with their progress. Ozam in the comments says you paid 10k pound. Keep that damn boy in it. Listen, it was like 10k. I thought it was everything. I thought we might have said 1k, but if you're saying it's 10k, Ozam, bloody hell. 10k for a ticket for this one match. No, that's wild. And it's the first group stage. It's not even like a quarter-final, semi-final, even a final. That's the kind of price I'd want to pay at the final, not for a group stage match. If this is a group stage match, how much is the ticket at the final? Is it like 100k or something? That is wild. But hey, we'll probably get some coverage on that because I'm sure that sort of news will be made to the public in terms of how much ticket prices will be for the final. But we'll speak about that as the time goes on. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Ozan for your comments, as well as Musa. Appreciate your engagement as always, guys. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. In terms of upcoming show, I might do a transfer talk show in about an hour or so. So the best thing to do is hit that notification bell so you'll know what time I'm going live today. If not, we'll be back tomorrow with another watch along, and we'll also do another transfer talk show if we haven't done one today. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to see with you all very, very soon. Goodbye.